A very good morning, students. Once again, welcome you all for the second part of India sculpture and architecture. In previous video, we have discussed about the ancient town planning. Now, in this video, we are going to talk about the Mauryan art. As per the Mauryan art, we will first discuss about the stupas. First of all, let us know what is stupa. Stupa is a religious structure where remains of Lord Buddha's body were kept in a box is known as stupa. Okay. Uh, Asoka, the king Asoka, who was one of the great king of Mauryan dynasty, Mauryan era, and he was the great follower of Buddha. And in his reign, he made many religious structure related to the Lord Buddha. So first of all, we will discuss about the five stupas that is made by King Ashoka. The first stupa is Stupa of Sanchi, Stupa of Sarnath, Stupa of Beirut, then Nandangarh, then Devni Muri in Gujarat, and apart from that, he also responsible to make many religious structure, just like Chaityas, Viharas, Mutt. Apart from that, he also conveyed the message of Lord Buddha among the people, the common people, and he played an important role to work on the religious structure for the deliverance of the Lord Buddha message, and that's why the this age is known as golden period for the Buddhist religion. Okay, now come to the explanation of Stupa Sachi. As Stupa Sachi, one of the best specimen for of the architecture. So let's see what is Stupa Sachi. Stupa Sachi, first of all, it was made by King Ashoka in Mauryan period, and it it is situated in MP, Madhya Pradesh, and made of bricks. In the starting, it was less in size, but that was made by King Ashoka, and there's some change. And now come to the different parts of the linear sketch of stupa, the different parts of the stupas. First one is Harmika. Harmika is one, you can say, flag, or the at the top of the stupa there is a railing, and on that railing this is considered as the toppest part of the stupa is known as Harmika. Then Medhi is circular path where the devotees do the pradakshina. Pradakshina means moving around the temple, moving around the religious structure. Pradakshina path, the same thing when devotees move around the temples, but they used to practice that it should be always to the right. They means while moving around any religious structure, they should always keep to the right side. They cannot move to the left side. And Toran is entrance gate which is made on two high pillars in an artistic horizontal beam. Okay, now come to the pillar inscription. Pillar inscription, first of all tell you that why inscription was there. So inscription means any message, any words of Lord Buddha that was done by King Ashoka to just deliver the message, deliver the words of Lord Buddha to the common people. And inscription means to just engrave the words, engrave some message on any single stone, single rock, and that was done by King Ashoka. And many places we can find all these pillars inscription, just like Ambala, Meerut, then Allahabad, Sarnath, then Nandangarh, Sanchi, Kashi, because the whole empire of King Ashoka was very vast. Nowadays in Pakistan to the South India, uh, these all areas comes under the empire of King Ashoka. Now come to the pillar at Sarnath. This is considered as one of the most beautiful, most important specimen of sculpture, and let's see what these are. First of all, you can see in the image that there are three lions, but it is not three lions. There are four lions facing in all four directions, and the Lord Buddha did this preaching at the Sarnath, and uh, that's why the King Ashoka made it. And just below the lion faces, you can see the chakra, and that is known as Dharm chakras, and it is just below the lion images. So it considered the triumph of religion, and that Dharm chakra is also taken in the national flag of our India, and in national flag it is considered as Ashok chakra. Apart from that, first of all, the lion image, the lion faces images, then chakra, then afterwards elephant, horse and bullock is there on this Sarnath pillar, and afterwards the whole this pillar is considered as taken as a national emblem, and now it is part of national symbol of India, and this is why it is considered as one of the best specimen. Now come to the stone inscription. As the pillar inscription, the same is stone inscription. Once again I'm going to tell you why there was pillar inscription and stone inscription, just to convey the great message, the religious message, the humankind message, the message of religion, message of love, message of mercy to the common people from Lord Buddha, and that was done by Emperor Ashoka to uh, just spread the religious environment among the common people. And stone inscription is also the same. Any wood is there, any stone is there, so they used to engrave some points, some words, and they used to just fix it in the religious surrounding or any part of the town. And we can see all these things in Peshawar, Dehradun, Thane, Mumbai, Dholi, Chennai, and some parts of Girnar mountains also, and in Gujarat, in Junagadh. And apart from that, Palitana Jain temples and many other places and many languages which is easy and understandable for the common people. It was inscripted, it so they can get the knowledge, get the words of Lord Buddha, and they can implement all these words in their life and make their life dedicated towards the Lord Buddha, dedicated towards the religion. And this was only the aim of the Lord King, the King Ashoka's life. Thanks for watching. I hope this is going to help you out, and if any doubt is there regarding any video, any content, just feel free to ask me in online classes. Thanks for watching.